Hello, I'm Sophie. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to the next installment in the summer writing retreat, which, if you don't know, go look up there, in which I detail my goals for the retreat. So this will be a 3-month retreat instead of 2, like the winter retreat, so there's a little bit more time, but I'm also trying to be a little more lenient with myself this time around, since the winter retreat did not go as I expected it to, because I had piled so much onto the winter retreat that, like, by comparison, what I did get done didn't look too hot. So we're gonna go for the lighter side of goals and just run from there. So first and foremost, my main goal for the retreat is centered around Project What? She's back. This will be draft 4 of the project. So my overall goal for the entire 3 months is to finish draft 4 of Project What? And that means drafting Act 1, because another plug for another video, I had re-outlined Act 1 pretty much entirely. There's going to be a lot of rewriting of scenes and then a couple new scenes that need to be added. So first, that needs to be done. I want to finish drafting Act 1 before moving on to the rest of the book, Act 2 and Act 3, to hopefully just do some revision and then some light rewrites just to better fit what I changed in Act 1 and improve the writing in general. I'm projecting and hoping and praying that Act 2 and Act 3 do not need an overhaul like Act 1 did, and that's a pretty safe assumption, I think, because Act 1 is the problem child of Project What, so it should be a lot easier to work on Act 2 and Act 3 than it is to be working on Act 1. So my first goal in the overall goal is to finish drafting Act 1. Most of that is copying and pasting scenes I've already written and just tweaking those, making sure they fit the story that I've created now. So it's not a lot of actual drafting. It's more just like tweaking, writing maybe a paragraph or 2 and a couple scenes. That's it. The big thing is making sure to go through each scene, each line, and making sure there's no weird plot holes or random things that I mention that don't make sense anymore. So I want to do that first, and then move on to reading Act 2 and Act 3 because I haven't even read those yet. I finished Act 1 and realized how much I needed to do, so I stopped the reread and worked on the re-outline, which is in that video I linked, and haven't started the redraft yet, but that is the goal, to finish that. So hopefully I'll be starting soon, at least after finals. I'm scared for finals, but I am so excited to be back in this world and to be back with these characters. I keep thinking about them. I keep thinking about the world so much. I love the world building. Not to toot my own horn, I'm just excited, okay? I love the world that I've built for Project What and how it all ties together. And it's got 2 of my favorite things in it: radioactivity and cults. I love those 2 topics. That probably sounds crazy, I apologize. It's got both of those in it, and I've been watching so many more videos about nuclear disasters and radioactivity and the effects of radioactivity and cults and like how they form and like how they can contain and hold on to control, and it's getting me so hyped. It's getting me so hyped to write Project What again. Once these finals are over in about a week, I'll be free and I'll be able to write, and that is so exciting. But after that, if I do end up finishing Project What, which I'm really hoping I will because that's literally just 1 draft, I would like to move on to the sequel of Project What, Project Moss. This, mostly, I just want to reread and revise, do some additional world building for, because I know I'm gonna need some more detail on that, and a replot. I'm not really expecting to start drafting again during the retreat. It would be awesome if I could, of course, but I'm not really expecting to start draft 2 of the project just yet, but I would love to just piggyback off of working on Project What and start reworking Project Moss, because like I've talked about for trilogies, I I really need to jump straight into the sequel after working on the previous book, because it just makes the story flow better for me. No matter what, once Project What is done and draft 4 is complete, I want to jump into Project Moss and getting that story back to something, you know, epic. Sure. Right, and here's just a little fun round. Because it's summer and I'm only taking online classes and working from home, I'm like, I could work on multiple projects at once. Obviously I can't work on Project What and Project Moss at the same time because they're in a series, but I could work on another project on the side with Project What. And here's the thing. Originally, I wanted to work on Project Star. Start working on that again, start revising the trilogy, getting some more world building, start replotting, maybe, I don't know. But I wanted to do that. I wanted to start Project Star again. Additionally, however, and this is gonna come as a shock to some people, to most people I think, it came as a shock to me. I might work on this new idea I have been sort of brainstorming for a while. I've had this idea for probably like over a year as like the most bare bones basic idea of like, I want it to be a sci-fi and I want these characters in it. And that was it. That's pretty much all I knew. And I've been like slowly building onto that idea and trying to make something that was like actually a story. And very recently I've been trying to actually get down to what I want the actual plot to be and like actually create a story, because if I don't have an actual plot to follow, the book's not getting written. So I've been trying to like piece it together and be like, okay, I have this world, I have this idea, and I have this setting that things can take place in, but what do I want to actually be taking place? And it's like, it's slowly been coming together. It's a very loose idea right now though, and I might work on that during the retreat as well. But I work on Project What, and then I either work on Project Star or this new project. I don't know which one I want to do. Like, obviously I feel like I should work on Project Star because that one has an established plot, an established story, and it actually has the ball rolling. And I've also missed Project Star immensely, and I'd love to be back in that world and in that headspace. But it's literally been years since I've come up with an original story. For the past 2-3 years, I want to say 3, I've been exclusively working on Project What and its sequels, Project Glass, which is a standalone, and Project Star and its sequels. So it'd be pretty exciting to start like a new era, to start some new content, some new stories. But am I ready for that yet? I don't know. I feel like these 3 books are like literally my entire identity. Now, my entire writer identity. And it's like, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what I'll do once these books are like no longer being written and they're published and it's gone and I don't work on them anymore. It's gonna be so weird. I kind of need to start building up the next era of this kind of lineup where it's like, it's not Project What and Glass and Star anymore. It's Project this, this, and this. But am I ready for that? Am I ready for that? I don't know. So I do need to still figure out if I want to work on Project Star or this new project. I'm like debating it in my head as we speak. Honestly, let me know in the comments which one I should work on. Maybe that'll help me pick. Vote in the comments. Should I work on this new sci-fi or should I work on Project Star? Anyways, rant aside, those are my goals. Those are my goals for the summer retreat. The main one is Project What. I want to finish draft 4. Then I want to start working on Project Moss because it's a sequel and I want to work on the sequel. And then a sci-fi in there somewhere, either Project Star or this new project that I've been vaguely thinking about. If you are participating in the summer retreat, please let me know what your goals are. And if you don't know what the summer retreat is, definitely check out my announcement video about it. Join the Discord if you're not in there. Join the live streams if you don't have Discord. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one.